There we go. Bam. Let's full screen that hole real quick. Bam. Better have a bit of structure and then plenty of free fall? Absolutely, absolutely. You know me very well. Be back in a bit. Short thing, short thing. Alright, we are set, we are set. And in case you wonder why I keep looking down, I'm looking at time elapsed of streaming and recording, and bruh. After like a weekend of not doing this, it's just like, okay, time to get back into the flow of things, because I was supposed to do it yesterday, and I was like, Anyways, let's load. Wait, look. Gotta admire the artwork. Gotta admire the artwork. Look at this. This was already here. This was there. Dog, look at this. This. Legendary. Legendary. Beautiful. Beautiful. Act 3. The ending of Act 3. Amazing. Wouldn't trade it for a thing in the world. But now, we're in pajamas and suits. Okay. I hear that you two are going out now? I hear that you two are going out now. Oh yeah, I remember this. This is when Akira found out that, you know, Lillian is out. Well, Akira doesn't know that part, but Akira could probably put 2 and 2 together. And I'm still conspiring that Akira is a guy, but I glanced sideways at Lily to confirm her as the source of Akira's knowledge. Bro, that's a dead giveaway if you look at her for confirmation. So, bro. She gives a gentle nod to Akira, which I mirror in affirmation. Deciding that this is the proper time and place to do so. Akira being the closest figure to a parent Lily's had for much of her life. I bowed deeply with my hands on the floor before me and my head very nearly the same. I'll take good care of your sister, Akira. I promise you. See? He's a lovely young gentleman. She must have heard my voice coming from a lower position than usual. I slowly bring myself back up, my eyes tentatively looking to Akira from under my brow. To tell the truth, I very much doubt that my suited judge will raise any objections. She's very definitely the type to make her own with. She's very definitely the type to make her disapproval with others well known. Something that lends her to a measure of respect in my eyes. The old-fashioned kind, huh? Well, he's the kind of person I guess you go for. I don't have any problem with it. And I wish you two the best. This seems like it's going a lot better than I expected. Like, bruh. I thought Akira was going to be like a lot more protective. Or at least make jokes like, you break her heart, you die. Or I cut your nuts off. I don't know. Something extreme and drastic. Never neglect the tea. Never neglect the tea. Never neglect the caffeine. Well, hold up. Actually, I know I don't ever usually do this during streams, but unless I have a purpose, y'all know that. Y'all know that. Alright, sweet. You know, I just have to make sure I stream the right category and everything. So, you know, instead of out clicking over here, I'm going to just use my phone. Bam. Third person view. Once again. How should I do it? Even if I didn't like it, I couldn't really do anything anyway. Oh, wait, what? Okay, I did not expect Akira to be like this at all. Not saying Akira is a pushover, but, you know, Akira's a lot more laid back with this, at least. Off a nod of appreciation to her as Lily gives a small sigh of relief. Likely more out of duty than any actual belief Akira might have had any problems with us being together. I do wonder though, how's the rest of the family taking it? Particularly the part residing at Yamaku. Have you told her? Bruh. That smile right there, that's pure evil. That's pure evil if I've ever seen it, bruh. Smiles turn to grimaces as Akira grins downright evilly. I said it first, bruh. But you know, at this rate, Hisao and I are pretty much the same, so yeah. Those closest know how to twist Twist the knife best, after all. Putting up with it may be the best term for the situation. Don't you agree, Hessa? Yeah, that sounds about right. At least she's being reasonable about it. Good to hear. That girl can be a handful at the best of times. We sent a few messages back and forth during, and just after the trip, she was already busting my chops for seeing my boyfriend when we came back after leaving Hidekai for so long. She really does care for the little guy. I cast my mind back to Shizune's odd reaction after telling her about our relationship, but decided not to bring it up. It's no doubt simply born of the mutual antipathy. Here we go with the big words again. And Akira's comments only back that up. Well then, that's settled. Gotta get back to work early tomorrow, so I better be off. She rises from the table with a grunt, her hand on the knee to push herself up. I just notice Kira's eyes lingering on Lily for a couple of seconds before turning away as she begins to take her leave. After she walks out on the door, she stops and looks up thoughtfully before turning to us one last time. Oh yeah, I almost forgot to tell you. Use protection. Hey, yo, Akira's top 3 characters right now. Akira top 3 characters for that. Akira been nice, but Akira top 3 characters for that, bruh. Say what you want, say what you will. I gag violently on the tea in my mouth. Contrary to my own, Lily's composure holds perfectly as she seems entirely unfazed. Till Akira leaves the room. I seem kind of impressed. But yeah, somewhere. That's not something you say. That's not something you say. That's not something you say when they're right in front of you. Look, I know Lily is blind, like in the eyes, but surely you cannot be blind emotionally, right? Let's just be thankful this is fictional, because otherwise any other person's head would be on a spike right now. Atta girl. See yas. You're gonna be kidding me. She actually said that. We are. Don't worry. Bruh. And with that, she turns and strides away, a hand held high as she disappears into the darkened hallway, closing the door behind her. The most reaction I could muster is flopping forwards onto the table, completely drained of energy and truly exhausted by her. Lily's ability to hold her own against that stupid devil is something I admire, because we're related. It's probably something she had to learn. Well, hold on. She really is incredibly blunt. But I don't think I'll ever be able to keep up with your sister's energy. As I feel Lily's soft hand come to rest on my own, I roll my head to the side to see her gently smiling. For a long time, we simply sit beside each other silently. Given her unquestionably unusual height, that's alliteration if I've ever seen it. She's pretty much exactly as tall as I am. Probably a couple of centimeters high, if anything. Like this, she appears even taller. The feeling of her pale, soft hand against mine is a pleasant one. As is the sight of the thin, silken pajamas she wears, showing her curves and collarbone. Mommy. It sounds like, ooh, what the collarbone do. No. You do get on well, though. Even if you do say that. I guess You know, you two are more alike than I first thought when I met you. Absolutely. Then it's a good thing I quickly stopped you from going after her, isn't it? Then she jokes about it. My assessment of my inability to keep up with Akira, either physically or mentally, was quite in its earnest. Was quite in earnest. Lily's slow-paced and ladylike, almost motherly nature is perhaps the single thing that helped me most in my first weeks at Yamaku. Come to think of it, wait, since when were we using protection? I was looking thinking the same thing at first, but you know, ask no questions. See no evil, hear no evil. Bruh, that face changed real quick. As I give a curious look to my side, Liz's cheeks puff out as she huffs at me. Unlike you, I remembered. The packet is. She says that like she didn't like it though. I'm just saying. That's the only one up you can get on him in this case. No, Hisao wouldn't dare ever hit on his girl's sister. Now Bob, on the other hand, Bob would. That Bob train is running strong long after DLC is gone. The packet is in the cupboard next to the sink. So, I'm not the only one of us that takes a pill. In hindsight, I feel rather thoughtless for not remembering at all and leaving it to Lily. Don't lie. You wanted to go raw yourself. Who doesn't? Actual mother, bro. I'm just saying, you never know. You never know. She doesn't seem like she's not. She doesn't seem like she's close to that possibility. Lily seems like she's very open to that possibility. Her May. What? Smart people don't go raw, and smart people also don't have fun. uh. Looking over to the cupboard she mentions, I notice. Oh, I thought she was talking about the cupboard at the vacation house. Um, then again, that scene would have made no sense. Let's continue. Looking over to the cupboard she mentions, I notice again the knee-high piles of books around us that were here the other times I visited. For the most part, they're lined up against the wall to give a little more room around the table. Why don't you go and get a bookshelf for your books? It's odd to see books just piled around. That's what I'm saying. I need a bookshelf, not for the books, but for the figurines, for the plushies. Or the plushies would look so sick if they'll go on top as well. Huh? I have plenty of fun, thank you. Not as much fun as the rest of us. I'm kidding. You already know I'm kidding. Easy access? Maybe. It's odd to see books just piled around, blah, 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 blah. They're easy to find this way. I know exactly which pile. Do we call that messy or functionally messy? If that's a term. Wouldn't you still know that after putting each set on a different shelf? That may be, but also, what if she's just like flat out like, bruh, I don't want to build no shelf. I don't blame her. I was trying to look at prices of a game built, and then I realized it's not worth it because that costs almost an arm and leg, bruh. I promise you. You're better off building it yourself half broken than paying someone else to do it full right. Nah. I'm messing with you. Nah, I get you. Yeah. There's a method to the madness. Yes, there is. Pills. Uh, that may be, but so she's not immune to bouts of laziness after all. She's functionally lazy. That's what you want to call her. That's what I'm gonna call her. Functionally lazy. You have so many of them. It's kind of a shame we can't share our book sets despite both of us reading so much. It's like if someone had messy piles of clothes all over the floor. It's like they would probably know what's what, but like to a normal person, it's like, why didn't you put that in the closet or the hamper or I don't know, the washing machine or burn it in a fire, toss it in a bin? Physically disorganized? Okay, I never knew that. You mean physically disorganized as in like... Okay, okay. Okay, gotcha, yeah. It's definitely one of those things then, yeah. Because I remember when I was a kid, I had something similar, but it wasn't like... Actually, who am I kidding? It was pretty much the same thing. It's just, when you're younger, you're just excused as a kid. But the older you get, it's like, that's tough. Higher rates of... Okay. So it's just... So long story short, it's more of a, like a matter of it is what it is type of thing. Because that's how I'm trying to simplify it in my head right now. Okay, yeah. I was kind of similar, I think. Wait, was I? Nah, because I didn't even have a binder, bro. I had, like, books for each subject, but, like, yeah. I'm trying to think, because I think I had something like that in my life. I don't know what it was, but yeah. I think the closest thing is, like, the drawers in my closet, like, they're kind of all over the place, but I don't know what's what. Like, in one drawer, it's, like, the physical video games I have. Another, it's cards, like Yu-Gi-Oh cards. Another is a gallery, like a photo gallery. Another is hats, beanies, whatever. So that's probably the only thing off top that I can be like, okay. Apart from that, I don't really think I have anything else like that. Because everything else is kind of just where it is, like my bed, my desk, um, little table thing behind me. Okay, gotcha. She gives me, she gives a short giggle. I was about to say jiggle. But knowing Lily, she probably would have done that for herself. Come to think of it, why do you order your books through Yuko? I imagine there'd be plenty of sites that could order books in Braille from, especially in English Braille. There are a lot of text-to-text speech programs too. Yeah, Kindle, bro, Kindle. I mean, I don't use it, but people use it. I hear it enough. She took, and by people I mean the three people I've ever heard in my life. She turns her head slightly away from me, which strikes me as somewhat surprising. She's like, I'm so offended that you did that, so I'm just not all that good with computers. I'm all right with typewriters and brailles, but that's about it. Her tone almost makes me chuckle. She's a prideful person, so admitting something like that must be difficult. Text to speech, hey Jack, yo. Okay, but what about when you're the one reading though? When you're the one reading, because I assume it'd be alright. Because we just talk about text to speech, I'm thinking like audible type situation where like, and once upon a time, Jack and Jill went upon the hill, like that type of thing. Unless I have a different definition of text to speech, then Ah, that's what you meant. That's what you meant. Okay, okay. Yeah. Yeah, I don't blame you. If you could choose your voices, that'd be great. Like, local crackhead for one, um, 7-Eleven cashier, uh, Karen. Karen would be nice. A random Pokemon, any Pokemon of your choosing. Anything like that, yeah. That would be tight. That would be tight if I could do that. Like, if I could pick my own voice. Like, not make it myself, but just customize. Or have Homer Simpson read to me. Chef's kiss. Um, so, Lily's the low-tech kind of person. Given her old-fashioned personality, it's really a stunning surprise. I wouldn't worry about it. A lot of people aren't really that good with them, so it's not that unusual. That unusual? Now she looks even more depressed. Yikes, as hell. It feels like I'm twisting the knife rather than healing her wounds. With a bit of squirming, I shuffle my way closer to her, tentatively putting one hand around her waist to hug her. I'm still not really used to this kind of physical affection. Yeah, because for a minute I was like, wait, why'd she smile? And then I realized, because as I'm reading, it's like, brain blast. But Lily seems to like it, yeah. Because she's like, that's my man. Or however she would say it with, because she speaks proper English, so however she would say it. Okay, I thought you were making up a word there. What the? Pre-pericur... Okay, okay. I actually have to squint far too close to even try to read that. Long P word sounds. I realized that could also be interpreted as another P word, but no. Pre-recorded? That is tight. Oh, okay. So there's an actual difference between text-to-speech and then audible, okay. Alright. Alright then. To those who want your books read to you, I'm not sponsored by Audible, but clearly, out of the only two options that are displayed here, I think we know who the clear one is. Text-to-speech. Nah, I'm playing. Go read Audible. Do yourself a favor. I've never even touched an Audible, but from the 5 seconds of a preview I think I'll once listen to, keyword, I think that's alright. I said keyword and I used I think. Either way. Think. Ooh. I thoroughly want to make sure. Okay. I have that ticked. Let us remind you, because I just had the slight scare that I was like, wait a minute, because I did disable this one at one point in time off stream, but now knowing it's all ticked, I'm alright. I was thoroughly scared for a second. I was like, I saw my eyes flash before my eyes. I was like, oh no, Twitch is going to descend down upon me, and just Great for multitasking? Bruh, who doesn't love multitasking? Heck, even when you're here, I encourage you guys to multitask. I was about to say another word that starts with M, but cannot do that. But I always encourage you guys to multitask, you know. Not always, but even here. Sometimes, if not, then nearly all the time, I like to multitask as well. Especially with streams, you know. Hand me up, if you have two screens, like I see some of y'all, hand me up on one screen, play a game on another. I don't know, watch an anime, YouTube, music. Yeah, screenshots from the game. Okay, nice. Oh yeah, I think I know which one you're talking about. The candy shop thing, yeah, the Korean candy shop thing. Lily smiles as she turns to face me. A kiss being the reward for giving in to her. She draws me in, brushing my upper lip with hers before pressing against for both. This way. Every one of my senses is filled with her. barely perceptible scent of her hair, her taste, as her tongue fleetingly touches mine. The tenderness of of her lips, the image of her filling my mind, the total silence apart from her faint breath. We may have kissed before, but even this is more a kiss of simple affection than anything. It's still a new and pleasant sensation. Damn. Oh, she real happy right now. You could probably ask her for like, hey yo, can I get $100 real quick? Bam, bam, bam. Well, actually, since Lily, I'd ask for 1,000 because rich, rich. If you've been here through any one of the streams, rich. Judging from her vivid blush as she pulls back, it's obvious she feels the same as I do. Even if we're entirely alone, it still feels a little embarrassing to open up to each other this much. If we take everything day by day, I think we should wait. That would be for the best. Small steps, right? Yeah, just small steps. We have plenty of time to be together, even after the school year's over. As long as we move together, I think everything will work out. Okay, neither of us is going anywhere soon, after all. I wonder if they're gonna go. I mean, I was about to ask. I wonder if they're gonna go fully public to school, but technically they already have. Let's be real. For now, I'm just thankful for this small moment in time we can spend together. I got scared for a minute. I'm not gonna lie. That's why my heart just kind of like stopped, and I was like, "Nice." You send them? Alright, thank you. I appreciate that. I'm telling you, Hermé is like the best assistant ever. Do I ever tell you how much I love and appreciate you? I think I do. I don't know. That sounds like y'all tempting the universe. Absolutely. Wait, hold on. Wait. Can I find it? Yes, constantly. Okay. I have to make sure. Mind you, this woman does the work of an assistant and a friend, and I don't pay her. I mean, you never know. When I get the partnership and the sub count starts jumping up over the next couple of months, then maybe we can start talking about a pay. Who knows? But till then, she's pretty much an intern. That's what it is. An intern who so happens to be my friend and an assistant. That's what we'll roll with. We have plenty of time. Wait. Am I missing the reference here, or am I being slow? I stand moving in front of the door to the nurse's office for what feels like at least a dozen minutes or so. That is very true. Oh yeah, you know what's the most common one? Everyone knows this one. I think you even mentioned it before. When people say it possibly can get any worse than this. Whenever I hear that, live action, movie, anime, whatever it is, I'm like, boy, you have opened the floodgates. That's why I try to even get my friends in person just to like get them like, yo, don't like watch how you talk, bro, because I'm just saying, you don't think things will get worse? Trust me. Pretty much, yeah. Unless you want suffering, that is something you do not just like, huh. Because trust me, you can be met on that level. It's not like I ever entered the small beige room. I was about to say Biggie. Beige room. That also reminded me of the shirts. I was also gonna buy a Biggie and Park shirt, and I was this close until Park had the middle finger on the shirt, which I don't mind, but keep in mind, I live with my family, a Christian family. So I bet y'all can imagine how that would go. Because nor is it because of any feeling of childlike anxiety over the visit. Maybe it's because the nurse's office is akin to a confessional, an admission that my body is flawed. The knowledge that such a fact is kept entirely confidential between the nurse and me hardly lessens the feeling. I just realized, I almost forgot, there are moments like these where like it's dead silence. Like I'm talking about like, hold up. Like whatever y'all hear right now, dead silence, is also what I hear right now in my home. Dead silence, bro. I'm always used to music, background music or something. It's just... You picked up a bro. Hey, nice. It's pretty solid. But what is it? What is it? Also, show me on Discord. I want to see. Well, I mean, not right now, but I'll get to it after stream. You know how I do. If I don't do it after stream before I sleep, then I usually do it when I wake up. Most likely after stream, though. Remembering that the bell, it's a signal the end of lunch break will sound soon. I give a sigh and open the door. The burden will stay with me just a swell longer. Well now, if it isn't a Kai, good to see. And there's that background music. And hey, it's Shady Nurse that I don't trust because he's got that anime character smile thingy my bubby. I'm just saying, bro. I'm just saying. Oh, that's how you actually found about it? Okay. Thank you. Never heard of Shovel Knight, or the OG series. But Hades, yeah, you should play Hades. Have fun raging at Hades. It's a rite of passage. Unless you're one of those gamers that literally plays hard games for fun, then I don't know what to tell you. Play with your eyes closed. Or bad, I guess, considering that I'm a nurse. He gives a small laugh, amused at his little joke. I find his humor lacking and somewhat off, but the fact that he can make light of the situation is perhaps comforting or at least distracting. His brief episode of entertainment over, he claps his hands together and gets down to take to business. Let's get down to business. I know I kept doing references like these last week, but y'all know if I get in my bag, I get in my duffel bag. Ah man, wait, hold on. I also just realized every time I smack my hand with my fingertips, like the back of my hand, I'm looking at the audio levels and it starts to peak. Sounds like walrus hands, bro. There'll be so much rage. That would be a great stream type thing. Well, hold up. I want to take my hoodie off. It's way too hot. Like, bro, this entire day has been hot. It's been like 25 to 30 degrees today. But dog, it's still so hot. Like, what the f... I mean, even though it cooled down to like, down 17 degrees, it does not feel like 17 degrees. Hold up. Whereas the AC is so much calmer. Bro. Oh, duh. Oh, that's what you meant. I literally thought you were talking about a literal AC, and I was like, convenient, considering my current situation. But yeah, dog, it's so hot, bro. And you know what's crazy? Even though it's the okay, I probably shouldn't sit my feet on top of the actual PC, but in show right now is the start of summer, because you know the trinity of summer here is December, January, and February. And you know it's crazy, even though 30 degrees is pretty hot, that's not even remotely close to the hottest it gets down here. So yeah, I got a lot of looking forward to, and the only thing that's gonna get me through summer is my skin. That's literally about it. No sunburns, but I also sweat super easy. I'm talking about my body overheats itself. Like even in winter, I can sweat. Like I can make myself sweat pretty easy. Or even like not even myself. Like my body just I don't know what it is. Like there's times when my breathing has been entirely fine. My cardio is like up to like pace, but like you see me just drenched in a pool of sweat. And then meanwhile you see some of my other friends who'd be like just out of shape. It is what it is. We have acknowledged this before, so they know. But and then and they don't sweat at all, or not as much as I am. And they're like, "What? Why am I not sweating as much as you?" I was like, "I'd like to know that very same question." But you know what? It is what it is. His brief episode of entertainment over. He claps his hands together and gets down to business. Oh yeah, that's where I left off. But I take a seat as he gestures for me to do so. I wish the classroom had seats this comfortable. I can feel my mind wandering as my eyes quickly scan the room, distracted by all the small changes since I last came. Alrighty, so what brings you here? Nah, why does he do that one eye open thing? One eye open when you're sleeping. One, oh. I had to. Nah, but seriously, why does he do that? Like, bruh, you know you don't have to do it, right? You know you can just open both eyes. This guy forever shady. Alrighty, so what brings you here? I haven't seen you often, so I assume your health's been good so far. You could say that. Okay, I have no opinion for the Zero to Hero one because I've only seen Hercules like once, and that was a couple of years ago. Um, Man Interview is definitely a contender. Eye tie, dang. I haven't watched Aladdin, but Whole New World, everyone knows that. Oh yes. Okay. That's tough. I did see a Goofy movie for like the first time. I think it was early this year, like January, February. Nice film, by the way. Nice film. But damn. I'm trying to figure out. It's so tough. Let's get down to business. To the fit, da da da. Be a man, da da. I'm so torn. I don't know. Because part of me likes like the you know the guys sing all together and be a what's it called? I'll make a man out of you. Be a man. Da, 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 da. I love that. But then Eye to Eye, especially seeing the movies makes the songs hit differently. But in Eye to Eye, talk. Who Tevin Campbell, who plays like Powerline. By the way, after I watched the movie, I listened to like every Tevin Campbell song and album in existence, dog. I love that man's like first album, second album, but first album, and dog. Ah, I don't know. That's tough. I might have to like listen to those two side by side or like one after the other constantly, because right now I can't decide. I would flat out lose. We must be swift as the coursing river, with all the force of a great typhoon. Be a man with all the strength of a raging fire, mysterious as the dark side of the moon. Based on Prince and MJ? Okay, nice. If you meant Power Line, then yeah. I can kind of see that, yeah. Whether the whole showman thing. Yeah. Bruh. Even though it's not as great as Eye to Eye, I still like it. There are a few other songs, but Stand Out is really nice. To stand out above the crowd, even if I gotta shout out loud. Tonight is the only. Dog, I love that. And dog, I think it was like this year and last year where I found out the girls I would have had crush on if I watched these things as like a kid. Like, I remember I got into Kingdom Hearts last year and I saw that and I was like, yo, if I played Kingdom Hearts as a kid, I would have had the fattest crush on Kairi. I knew it for a fact. And back to this, how that circles back to this. Roxanne, I knew if I watched a Goofy movie when I was like a kid, fat ass crush on Roxanne. Do I think she's still fine? Absolutely, absolutely. Like how the original Lola Bunny is. Oh, you're doing yourself a disservice. Tevin Campbell's nice. I don't know. I think it depends on your taste, but I really like his first album. His second one is like a couple songs off of it, and then nothing else past the second album. But yeah, Tevin Campbell is nice. Anyways, or mostly. I see. Smile drops as I trail off. I feel slightly guilty about it. It's these moments where I can't rationally call myself normal that make me so reluctant to see the nurse. They're an admission that I'm different from everyone else. While I was working on a trip during the long weekend, I had a few problems with my heart. He hums very seriously and nods as he does so, urging me to keep going on. I think it was as I was walking a fairly long distance. I think the right term for it is a heart flutter. I suddenly went weak at the knees and felt almost as I was having a small heart attack. But it passed in about half a minute. Even afterward though, I felt pretty fatigued and nauseous. Ooh, that's a sour face. Ew. Tomorrow? I think I might have forgotten that one. I might need to listen to the one after stream. Yeah. I might need a reminder for that too. See, you need Siri when you go home, eh? Totally don't have my phone open and listening to me, but yeah. Not good. Not good at all. That was how many days ago exactly? Did you do anything unusual aside from exerting yourself before the episode? Were you taking your medication properly? If you mean by unusual, his side going. No, absolutely nothing unusual. One from when he was a kid? Okay, I absolutely did not know that then. Nah. You gotta link me that. You gotta link me that. Oh, Quincy Jones, yeah, I heard of the name. He helped Michael Jackson work on... As far as I know, he helped him work on like the first two big albums he had, which was Off the Wall and Thriller. That's how I remember Quincy Jones' name. They could not be topped. They could not be topped. The nurse switches from awkward jokester to serious health professional mode. Rattling off questions, making notes, and calling up stuff on his computer. I'll tell him about my forgetting to take pills that morning and the preceding evening. It was a stupid thing to do, but I can't change anything about it now. Except answer honestly and bite the bullet. His seriousness evolves into a frown, and the talk evolves into an instant checkup. I finish buttoning up my shirt and again get motioned to take a seat in front of the nurse. Is this the first heart problem you've had since coming to Yamaku? Yeah, nah. I've had short pains in my chest before, just a couple of times, but they were more discomfort than anything like this. He leans back in his chair, briefly reassembling a white-coated poirot. Bro, they just be making up words. And you know what's crazy? I know they be giving me crazy words, but like, dog, it was like the one stream her mate just couldn't be here for. I'm not saying this was like a dig. I'm like, because it was Friday, I think, and I literally was like, yo, where's her mate? Because it's like, bro, that was the one stream where they decided to give me all the hard words at once. It was like, bro, chill out. Like, dog, not even in the English class did I hear half the words that we're using. And it was like, poirot. But whatever. Moving his lips from side to side to show he's thinking. His non-existent mustache. Well, why you gotta do him like that? Why does this have to take a dig at his mustache, bro? Like, come on now. I know exactly, right? Yeah. But you know what? I'm glad you're here now. So if they give me these BS hard words, that you'll be able to take care of them. Well, you survived it. That's always on the plus side. You accidentally slept through stream? Nah, you're okay. I did the same thing during oh no, I already told you a while. Whenever, I think it was not last week, but the week before. It was like either 2 or 3 weeks ago. But I remember I slept through one of your streams, and then I told you as I woke up, because I literally had my phone like this, lying on my bed. I was watching the stream, and then at some point I just clocked out, bam, and then I woke up to the phone being in my hand as you were still streaming. Do you know how mental that is? Am I talking about poirot? Yes. What does poirot mean? I want to know. I want to know what you're all about. I want to know what makes you smile. Da 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 da. Not even sure if that's the right order in the song, but we got that nice background music accompanying us once again. Yes, definitely on the plus side. I blink at this one. Then notice the nurse wearing his gotcha face. Oh, mierda. It's actually somewhat reassuring. I don't think he would crack up jokes. He would crack jokes if things were really serious. So I keep silent and take my lumps. Never heard of this at all. Is this something like everyone else knows and I just so happen not to know about? Like, bruh. Like, where was all this at, bruh? Where was all this? I'll have a talk with your doctor. But right now, I suspect it's simply due to physical exertion. Have you been keeping up with regular light exercise like I directed you to? Oh, his husband. I mean, can that be... I mean, I remembered one time, I think in health class, they jokingly mentioned that it could be counted as exercise. Like, so if you really think about it, it could be. Similar to Sherlock? Ah, okay. I only know about Sherlock from what everyone else says about Sherlock. Haven't seen the TV show. Apparently the TV show is great though. Yep, that explains it. I'm not that crazy about it. That's why I wouldn't know. Yeah. I'm more generic when it comes to it, so yeah. But thank you for letting me know. Because, man, I was about to say, this is something like everyone else knows. And I'm like, damn, I'm really falling behind with the times. I'm only 20. I was gonna try to recreate it like the Odyssey world, like, I'm only 36. I'm not sure if I'm 20 rings the same bell. I make sure to walk a reasonable amount every day. It's usually enough to work up a bit of a sweat. But then again, I'm not really as fit as I used to be. That should be enough then. The main thing is to keep in touch. The main thing to keep in mind is to do regular low stress exercise. Not short bursts of sprinting and such. I understand. Since leaving the hospital, I've been a lot more focused on my studies. Partly to take my mind off not being able to do more physical things. It's good to hear you're coping well. Sudden lifestyle changes can be hard at the best of times. So I'm pleased to hear that you sound like you have everything in order. Almost everything, that is. Nevertheless, I want to keep a close eye on you for a while. Just for observation's sake. Just to make sure things aren't going downhill. You understand? That's something I really didn't want to hear. Since coming to Yamaku, all I've wanted to do is live as normal as a life as possible. Well, say goodbye today. Observation was one of the words I came to hate most during my hospital stay. For so long, I felt as if I could have just walked straight out of the hospital doors, if not for that observation the doctors wanted so dearly. Sure. Should I come in more often? He checks the calendar next to his computer, which seemed to inflict on him a nasty case of furrowed brow. He spins back to me after that. The summer holidays are a bit of a pain, considering the timing. I'll check with your doctor to try and get a better handle on the situation and see how he wants to proceed. But I think you should just take things slowly and carefully for now. Oh, okay. Did not know at all. You're talking to me. This is all just gonna fly over the head. I promise you. Bro. Really? I'm telling you, there's a lot of things just like this that I just don't be knowing, bro. Like, it just happens. It just happens. What you're describing doesn't immediately sound like a recurring event. But it won't hurt you to slow down for a bit. For a while. Just to make sure. Wait, did I just... Wait, hold up. I got random little cuts throughout the day at work, but they're fine. It was just weird. This is weird. I was just like, wait. You know when you get like a little paper cut? That's what it's like. That's why I was like, wait. But then I realized I'm fine. And it's mostly the heat that's got me tripping, bro. Like, I'm telling you right now. It's this heat that's got me all the way like this, bro. All the way. And you know what's crazy? It's actually kind of cooled down a bit. But there's no proper ventilation to my room, so we're chilling in heat for now. You know, until tomorrow morning where it just jumps up again. The mystery genre? Okay. Yeah. Well, this is flying over my head, but I do assume for people like you and everyone else who loves the mystery genre, this is like, I don't know. That sounds like a revelation for sure, yeah. Like, yo, just like, oh, that's tight. Full collections, bruh. Me dead. 1,000+ pages, bro. How long did it take you to read that? Years? Oh my goodness, bro. If I read that, I would be reading for the rest of my life. I promise you. Cause I wouldn't finish it. I'll tell you that much. What should I do for today? He looks over my shoulder at a clock hanging over the door. I'd never have noticed it if I hadn't followed his gaze. It's nearly time for school to be over, so you may as well just leave early. Let's go. He gives me a sly wink, making sure that I understand he's doing me a favor. Well, nurse's orders. Thanks. That's what I'm here for, after all. I know you might not want to hear this, but you can't ignore your condition. Don't hesitate to ask me if you have any further problems, or if you have anything you want to ask. Bye. Oh wait, I read that wrong. You said longest books you have. I thought you said longest books you have read. My fault, OG. My fault. But in the entirety of like today, I've just been reading everyone, and yesterday I've just been reading messages wrong. Like I remembered one of my boys, one of my boys from school, high school, like hit me up like in what's the time? Okay, so if I started streaming at 10, he probably hit me up like an hour before the stream. And I thought he asked. I don't know why he asked this, but since we're that close, I didn't mind telling him. He asked, "How old are you?" He's like, no, he was like, "Hey, how old are you?" And I was like, "Okay." I was like, "Hey, I'm 20 years old." And then I got a message later that's like, "Ah ha 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 ha, what?" And I'm like, "What?" And then I see it, right? And then I look at it, I'm like, tough. I look at it, and then I'm like, what does he mean, what? Like, didn't he ask me that? I look at it, and it says, "Hey, how are you, man? Not how old are you?" When I tell you my jaw dropped, and I was like, oh no. But, I tell him that, and he's like, "Oh no, you're all good." And I can understand we were so lost, because my brain is just done that. I'm a good man, Lo. I thank you. I appreciate that. I don't know what I did, but thank you. But thank you. I'll take the I'm a good man. Because right now, all I see is, oh no. So you know what? I'm going to be as arrogant as I want and take the "you're a good man" to heart. Alright, bye-bye. He spins around and gets back to typing on the computer in front of him. I suppose I'll just read before waiting for Lily by the gate, considering I don't have much else to do. Even as I leave, his words echo in my mind. My condition isn't something that's limiting. Did I say limited? Limiting as many of the others here in Yamaku. And I don't want to burden Lily with thinking about it. If I just live life normally and avoid any sharp shocks, I should be okay. I won't let my condition won't be. And you know what? I respect herself for that. But dog, you can't live life like that. I mean, you could. But I mean, when the shocks happen, you know what? Let me take my own advice. You know what? Hisab, do what you want. Ignore me. He has been known to scramble the brain a lot. You know what? You're probably right. Because right now, it's literally like you're seeing my last few brain cells fighting for a chance at life. Fighting for a chance to make things right. Fighting to keep the stream going. Because my goodness. I hope you can understand. Have you genuinely understood a single thing that's come out of my mouth the entire stream? Or have you just known me that long where you can put two and two together? Exactly, you're right. He said I was gonna tell her. Oh man. Because I'm not sure if it's because you've just known me for that long, where you just okay, yes, okay. Because I don't know if it was like because you know me for so long, you can just put two and two together, and then it's like bam. Because right now, even I'm kind of like, what did I just say? Like, you know what I'm saying? And I'm just like, you know, and you know, this is perfect because I feel like I'm at therapy right now, even though the camera's faced like that way. I feel like I'm at therapy, and even though my face is covered by the mic, I hope y'all can understand and see where I'm coming from. Kind of both. You know what? You alright. And mainly because it makes sense. I see. See, this right now feels like a therapist moment right here. Like, yes, I'm here to tell you about my problems. And I would do that, but if I ever did that again, you know what the problem is? It's comfy. Meaning, if I lie back that way, I'm most likely gonna sleep. So, let me not do that. Yes, I'm saving here. Oh, don't worry, I'm gonna continue. It's just, you know, time elapsed. My brain's moving slower than usual because of work and heat. But am I gonna use that as an excuse to stop and go slower? No. I'm gonna use that as an excuse to stand up, rise to the occasion, and go harder. Ain't that right? Lily comes to interview soon after the bells heralding the end of school day ring out. She says farewell to a number of her classmates headed in the other direction before beginning her weekly trip to the convenience store. Damn, that tea is hot, bro. And I made it like an hour and a half ago. Oh, no, not even an hour and a half ago, like almost at this rate 2 hours ago, because I made it like 20 minutes before the stream or something like that. Whoa. And that thing's barely keeping me awake. But then again, I also did have a long weekend. Good weekend, but a long weekend. And mind you, I think I've said it before, but I am not the extrovert everyone paints me out to be, bruh. I can be social. But I'm an introvert at heart, meaning once my social battery ticks and tucks and clocks, I'm out. Like, bruh. Or a bit I was at Crown with, I think, Andrew, Devontae's girlfriend. I don't know why I'm saying it like that, but you know, Devontae's girlfriend and Lana, and let's say we're playing pool. I think we're at the arcade. We played pool, and at some point, I just stopped because you know, one I wasn't I wasn't playing that good, so I was just like, you know what, let me chill. And two, my energy kind of dropped. Like I wasn't gonna sleep, but like their energy was like 10 and mine was like 6, so I was just like, you know what, let me just chill. And that's literally what I did. I just sat, I think I watched them play, I read some manga on the side because I was like, dog, it was like, bro, if I feel like I can't match your energy, unless it's genuine, then I'm like, bro, I'm gonna match my own energy. I wonder. You know what, I was about to ask the same question again, but her mate said it made sense, so that's all that matters to me. That's all that matters to me. Yeah, yeah. What's a queen bee without a king? There ain't no I in team. You made me complete. You're all that matters to me. Afternoon, Lily. The immediate warm smile and relaxed demeanor she assumes upon noticing my presence are unexpectedly welcome. Hello, Hissa. Good afternoon to you too. Ooh. This damn fly, bro. Get out my face. She hesitates for a second, but eventually designs to tilt her face. Ordained. Whoa. Whoa. That tiredness still kind of lingers. That's how you can tell I'm tired, bro. I read deigns as designs to tilt her face forward and close her eyes. My lips meet hers with a measure of slight trepidation before we move off, hand in hand. Oh, damn. Okay. I thought they'll be worried in case someone from school is like, haha, I see you. Or it sounds like women. No, not Hisao. Not Hisao. My fault. Kenji. I had Kenji in my mind, but I said Hisao. Kenji. That wouldn't even make sense in the story, would it? Me saying Hisao said that. What? The fact that we're so close in height is somewhat useful times. For a second I thought I was about to say awful, bruh. There being no need for either of us to turn our head upwards nor downwards in order to meet the others. It doesn't take much time to leave the noise of the other students far behind us. The tapping of Lily's cane in her free hand, the only sound to be heard. Silence, blissful silence, is all that greets us while we slowly walk into the setting sun's light. I think I'm coming to really like this town. The huge, green, hilly expanse. The trees everywhere. Somewhat rustic. For a second I thought I said realistic. Little buildings. So, you've come to appreciate the tranquility of it as well? I think so. I came from a metropolitan city near Tokyo, so the quiet of this town really alienated me when I first arrived. After a while, it became really nice though. I think I preferred to the hustle and bustle of my own home and city now. Of my home city now. While I preferred the quiet of such a rural town even when I first arrived, I suppose I had the advantage of growing up in a quiet area before I came. Hanukkah said the surroundings are very pretty too. Lily may say such a thing quite easily, but each time she mentions how others describe slights around her as beautiful and pretty, I feel a little bit put off. I noticed the expression becoming one of anticipation for some question or another. She always had a good sense for when somebody's not saying something that's on their mind, so I may as well speak up. Oh, yeah, that's true. She can't see you, but she can sense it, bro. She's got woman senses. I was kind of wondering, how do I put this? Do you ever regret that you can't see what things look like for yourself? It's just something I've been thinking about. She thinks carefully for a time. Do you ever regret that you can't hear people whispering on the other side of the room? I can only speak for myself. But the fact that I can't see is the only way I've experienced life. Just as I cannot do something you cannot do something that I'm capable of. That's facts. Women's intuition, absolutely. Women's intuition, absolutely undefeated. Like, bro, try escaping that, bro. Why do you think people have jokingly said they could be in the FBI if they wanted to? I'm looking at you, man. I'm looking at you. Bro, imagine the next day, it's like the FBI sends an inbox and they're like, no, inbox, my fault. Whatever the letter is saying, and they're like, we would like you, special agent, to join us. With your woman's intuition, we can save the world. One stop at a time. The fact that the world is made convenient, isn't it? Convenient. I gotta sound alert as I say that too. What are the chances? Like, what are the actual chances, bro? The fact that the world is made for those who are sighted can be a pain sometimes. But there are many, many people who suffer much more than I because of the way the world is. That does make sense. But still, it just feels bad, kind of bad to describe something that you can't experience to you. She tilts her head quizzically, as if I had just said something that makes very little sense at all. But I can experience it. You just said yourself that you like this very area because of the way the surroundings are. I like this area for the same reason. Thanks to that fact, this is a small, rustic town surrounded by trees. It gives some peace and quiet away from the din at school and the bustle. Not to mention the smells of the city. I suppose it would also be much like the home she shared with Akira as well. Her outlook on it seems pretty sensible. And I'm not surprised that she's got a much better handle on a particular condition than I do. Well, you like to have good timing? Nothing wrong with that. You so high for tomorrow? What's happening tomorrow? What's happening tomorrow? Tell me about that. Tell me about that. What's happening tomorrow? First unboxing stream? Let's go! Hermes first unboxing stream? Be there or be square. I don't care. Let's go! I apologize. I wish I could be more hyper, dog. I blame all these extroverts from taking my energy. Let's go. It's gonna be a moment. I don't care if I'm at work. I'ma still be there. I'm be there in spirit. I'ma actually be there every day. And y'all better be there. Whoever else is here. Come through. Watch my stream. Need me a spirit bomb? Spirit bomb, that's the last thing I need, bro. Give me instant transmission to Hawaii at the best point in the year. Or instant transmission to, oh wait. I can't say that one on Twitch because, I'm not sure how far I could go with lewd jokes, but yeah. There's a lot of places you could, instant transmission me. But wait a minute. I'm gonna take, let me save here. I'm gonna take a little break here, and then I'm gonna come back, play for a couple more minutes, and then most likely end the stream there. So hold up, I'm gonna pause the recording here. Alright, let's continue that. Alright. Wait, hold up. I just realized something. Wait. Let me pull this all the way back. Okay, I wanted to make sure. I thought I had Spotify music playing, and then I remembered I left this music to play for y'all. But you know what? It's okay. This is what happens when you don't stream on days you're meant to stream. Your brain just starts Jumping all over the place. And we back. I don't know why I was so late to say that we back to that. I did see it. Rest assured, I did see it. Without further ado. Okay. What do we leave off on? Her outlook on it seems pretty sensible. And I'm not surprised that she's got much better handle. That she's got a better handle on a particular condition than I do on mine. I'm telling you, bro, built different. Absolutely built different. You know what's crazy? She actually answered a question like that really calmly, as opposed to like, it could have been anyone else, and they would have been like, what do you mean by that, Sal? It's like, ugh, like, bro, just chill. Just chill out. It's not that deep. I'll finish one bit of tea. Let's just continue this. Just like how her coming from a location somewhat similar to Yamaku's surroundings led her become more acclimated in a shorter time. Being born blind affected her stance by her own admission. I should stop being so annoyed with myself over it. But I can't shake the feeling that I've depended on Lily far too much, given the circumstances most have had to deal with in Yamaku. That makes a lot of sense. You're pretty good at explaining, as always. Come to think of it, where's Hanako anyway? She was with us for lunch. It seems like she's busy studying. She doesn't want a third wheel, I don't blame her. The exams are far from over, and she said she wants to do better this year than the last. While I admire her work ethic, she's really been trying to give us a lot of room alone recently. Hey man, she's doing her thing. She's being a good wing woman. She's that type of person. I think the kind that puts others' needs above her own at every chance. She's a sweet girl, even though so much has hurt her in the past. I don't know. I feel like it's only now, when she's less close to me than ever, that she's truly finding herself. Hey, gotta do what you gotta do. It's thanks to you that she began to become more confident after all. I mean, me, bro, it was you. Stop playing. I take my hand from hers and gently place it on her head. The important thing is that you were there for her. I can't even imagine what she'd be like without having fun, without having found someone like you. That is true, she did find her, and a long while before we found her. That much became obvious while you were living in Scotland, lol. We're all still friends, so we've just got to have faith in her. I think she'll become a good person. She's bruh. And that much is thanks to you being there for her when she most needed it. Just as you were there for me. It makes me feel a bit childish when you sound so wise. Hey, let's go, Sal. Keep pushing the numbers. Well, I try. Are you doing anything on the weekend by any chance? Nothing that comes to mind. Why? Then how about a date on Sunday? It'd be something to do besides exam preparation. Countering my rapidly beating heart, she simply smiles and nods. That would be lovely. See, always catch them off guard where they get. Date. Let me give you an offer you can't refuse. Where would you like to go? Her face suddenly changes to one of disapproval. You can't do that, sir. It's cheating. Bruh. A gentleman should never have to ask a lady where it. Okay, I ain't gonna lie. This is the only part where I'm like, yeah, nah. If I ask you where you want to go, tell me ahead of time, please. That way I can plan around. Even though I do get it, some people want to be surprised. If this was a surprise thing, then I understand her point, but otherwise. But then again, this game was made 2012, so I'll give Lily the benefit of the doubt. Oh. A smile quickly came back, assuring me that she's far from us. Oh, okay. I thought she was serious. But what? Wait a minute. Bro, is she not? Is she not serious? Don't worry about it. I'll think about it. I'll think about where we could go. Thank goodness, bro. Because I was about to say, I'm not finna do that. I'm not going out like that. I'll leave it to you then. I promise to decide on the next day though. Deal. Without, I don't know why I said deal like we on the same character, but without plans for the next for the weekend made. The rest of the walk down the hill continues in silence. The prospect of that lasting for any length of time, however, is shattered as I catch a sight of a familiar figure waiting for us. Her hand held high. Let's go. Oh, I thought we were going to be talking about Hanako. Never mind. Yo. Thank you. Please come again. The change in temperature as I step outside from the convenience store sends a chill up my spine. It feels like summer's starting to wind down. Looking to my side, the same feeling seems to affect Lily as well. But unlike me, she doesn't manage to hide the fact. Something I didn't realize at first was how physically delicate she is, even compared to the likes of Hanako. If I had to describe her, I'd have to say that she reminds me of Jonathan. Ooh. Akira walks up behind her and gives a couple of hard pats on her shoulder. Much to Lily's consternation. What the f is consternation, bro? Y'all be making up words. Just, bro, stop lying. Stop playing with me. They really be making up words. And they ain't okay with this. This is criminal, bro. This is criminal. I assume consternation means like disapproval, something of the sort. Annoyance. Thank you, Ame. What would I do with that? What would I do without you? Thank you. I appreciate that. This game's about to give me a lot of consternation at this rate, bruh. With the amount of literary, bruh. I don't want to feel like I'm in English class again. You know what's the crazy thing? Even my English classes like in 11 and 12, aka my last 2 years of high school, did none of this, bruh. For a moment, she looks as envious as my status as an only child. As I'm of a close relationship. They talk between themselves for a few moments as I sort out my bags. The voice is too low for me to catch, but eventually they break off and begin the walk back to school. It feels good to be out of that damned office. You kids don't know how good you have it here. Well, I'm a treasure, you best believe me. Kids. You too. Then. Kids grow up so fast nowadays. It's beautiful. You're not old enough to say that. I don't know. Being around Hidekai makes me feel damn old. He's so precious, precocious. He reminds me of you when you were younger. He's a nice boy. It would be a shame if Shizune comes to have too much of an influence on him. Am I missing something? I mean, not that I want Shizune to have an influence on the boy, but, you know, am I missing something? She really doesn't seem to regard it as anything to make a serious fuss about. Threatening it more like a childhood splat. She looks over to me, apparently only just remembering that I'm here, and gives a small grin as she reaches towards her black pocket. It's a knife! Well, hold on. What? Wait, what? Hey. Well, welcome, Ling. My goodness. Welcome. I don't think I need to ask how you're doing because you literally just gave me that. And, hey, you may have broken it, but at least look at the flip side. You saved a young chicken's life that was probably going to be eaten later. But no, shout out to you. You did a really brave thing. Shout out to you, Ling. She looks over at me, apparently only just remembering that I'm here, and gives a small grin as she reaches towards the back pocket. I'm telling you, it's a knife. It's a knife. I don't know what you are doing to yourself. I'm not sure this is the place to ask. I might have to report you to the proper authorities. Cause I don't know. I don't know what to say to that. I mean, I hope you get well soon. What is it? Just a sec. Let me dig it out. After quite some difficulty, she manages to retrieve her black leather wallet from her back pocket. Quickly fishing out what looks to be a folded square of paper. With Lily all but unaware of happening, Akira unfolds the scrap and hands it to me. Let me guess. It says, "You do anything to it, you're dead." Say what now? Ain't that about a bit? Well, damn. An old photo of what looks to be a younger Lily and Shizune operating a noodle stall with some other girl in the background. She looks vaguely familiar. Wait a minute. But I can't quite pinpoint why. Don't tell me that's like the old girl he was like confessing to at the beginning. Bro, that would be so awkward if that was the girls confessing to at the beginning. That's tough. Anyway, what are we doing? Playing through this game, Katawa Shoujo. Playing through Act 4 of Lily's Route, aka Lily, the blonde girl, beautiful blonde girl over here. Because all these girls have routes in acts, and we're on the Lily route. And when I finish this Lily route, probably not on the stream because I'll probably end the stream in a couple minutes, but we're just gonna make some progress, and hopefully by tomorrow, or maybe at this pace, maybe on Wednesday at least, we should be done with Act 4 and then start a new game. I would give you a whole rundown, but I feel like we've been playing this for that long where it's just like, I don't know. But long story short, disabled kids in a school, made a company for them, and you meet some interesting, bright new personalities. The half-naked guy in the shot, yeah. This is still that same game, yes. Would you believe it? Would you believe this is that same game? And you just so happen to come into one of the most interesting and flamboyant parts of the stream that day. What is it, Akira? I think you know. Lily mulls this over for a few moments before realization dawns on her. Akira, you really need it. It's fine, isn't it? Besides, it's like the only photo I have of you two since you entered Yamaku, where you're not at each other's throats. Very true. That's wholesomeness, bruh. I look back down to the photo in my hand. It does seem strange to see Lily and Shizune working together so diligently without any sign of animosity. Now, what caused it? That's the real question. If the photos of them during Yamaku's festival, that means it must have been taken 1 or 2 years ago. Now, what happened, bruh? I'm trying to find out what happened. In other words, the time where they were both in the student council together. Who's the girl in the back? She looks kind of familiar. Huh. I knew you wouldn't recognize her. Ain't that about a... Whoa! Whoa! It's Misha before she went and dyed her hair pink and got the curls and everything. Whoa! Whoa! Oh my days. This is an epic proportions of... Whoa! Whoa! Oh my goodness. Mind absolutely blown. This is absolutely marvelous, I may. And I don't know what this makeshift English accent I put on right now, but dang. Now that I look at it, she does have Misha's chest. Yep, makes sense. But still, whoa! Maybe it's also because my brain's fried and I'm really trying to put two and two together while seeming not entirely dead of energy. If that even makes sense as a phrase or sentence. Wait, tragic haircut? Bruh. I'm trying to remember because it's like, I just remember it being pink and slightly shorter, so it's like, I'm not sure if we call it tragic, unless it's something you know that I don't. Which I don't want to know, but if there is something you know, then, you know, that is for after we finish Act 4. Which I don't think will be tonight in the slightest at all, but... That's Misha? No way. Feels extremely strange to see Misha without her so very distinctive hairstyle. Judging from Akira's tone, she doesn't take favorably to Misha's idea of fashion. I suppose that fact just accentuates how odd the situation looks. To think they were so friendly in the past. I wish I could do something to mend the relationship. You might wanna suss what caused the bend and break in the relationship before you just start fixing it. Because I'm just saying, as good intention as that is, Hisao, you could very well just dig and screw yourself over continuously. Oh, since Shizune's route? Okay. I might... Okay, I was about to say I might do that on my off time, but then again, I'm not sure if I would do this on my off time. Maybe. It's either maybe my off time or, most likely, YouTube all the spicy scenes and then do the rest of my off time. That's really what I'm looking forward to. And I'm just saying, I've already seen the Lily ones so far, so life is about to be good because this I think 4 more girls where Lily came from, so I ain't complaining. You're being very quiet, Sal. It just feels kind of strange to see you all so friendly like this. Lily moves to say something, but stops herself. In the end, it doesn't even matter. This isn't a matter for me. It's between Shizune, Lily, and Misha. Lol. And nobody else. Things change, unfortunately. But y'all are cousins, though. Unless it's that deep, because Akira seems to be alright. I hand the photo back to Akira, who sighs as she folds it up and slides it back into her wallet. A little memory. Quietly hidden away. To be pulled out again sometime later. Yeah. That they do. Initially, I think Akira's reaction to be simply in response to the situation between Lily and Shizune, but she looks oddly glum compared to what I expect. Lily's expression has clouded as well. Ah, okay. Sure thing, sure thing. What's wrong? It's just that I'll be going to Scotland fairly soon. You're leaving for Scotland again? For a long moment, Akira looks surprised. It's an ill-fitting expression for her. After a glance at Lily, she turns back to me as if she'd never done so. Yeah, in a couple of weeks, I'll be leaving for Inverness to work at the company's headquarters. It's a pretty big jump in a corporate position, and it's not a chance that's going to come by again. So Akira is going to leave Japan on what seems to be a permanent basis, meaning Lily has no other family or like immediate family, and the only other family she has is Shizune and Hidekai. That's tough. That's tough. I can't help feeling that my assumption that we could all happily while away our days, having fun in this isolated little world, is coming to an end. It's unsettling. I look at Lily, mildly surprised that she hasn't told me such a thing, despite usually being so forthcoming. She continues to walk with her face fixedly pointed ahead. I can't read her expression, nor can I even guess what's on her mind, which is discomforting given how it's usually easy for me to do both. It reminds me of the time when we met at the Shanghai, just before what could be called our first date. At the time, all I could do was comfort her without knowing the cause, and now feels no different. As we finally reach the school dormitories once again, there's a somewhat awkward silence. I don't think I'm the only one who feels it. See you tomorrow then, Lily. Bye, Akira. Good night, Hisa. See ya. And with that, they walk to the female dormitories. Opening the door to the male dormitories, I stop and look back at them just moments before their figures disappear behind the heavy wooden door. That was a strange moment when Akira said she was leaving. While that wasn't the first time when my thoughts regarding my new life have been called into question, it's perhaps the first time to do it quite so profoundly. I still don't know what to make of Akira's reaction, much less Lily's. The night's chill reminds me to get back to my room before I catch something. My bag's pulling down on my arms with seemingly redoubled weight. If nothing else, I have a date with her to set up for the weekend. I just need to stop overthinking stuff and get on with things as the way they are. The exams are still ongoing. And after all, with the trimester's end and the summer holidays beginning soon, there will be plenty to keep me busy for a while. As I give a yawn and retreat inside, my thoughts turn to what Lily will decide to set as the location of our weekend rendezvous. Hey, what's happening, dude? How you doing? How you doing? It's good to see you. I ain't never heard of the Gus staff. What is that? What is that, bro? Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. That is kind of sad on Twitch's behalf. Twitch, you're lacking and you're messing up. What's up? What's up with that? Wait for it. How you doing, dude? How you doing, dude? It's good to see you. And Oh, you know what? I'm gonna save here. But this is a nice spot. This is a nice spot. I'm pretty sure this is the last thing I had in mind when Lily said she'd decide where to have our date. This is hella nice. Look at this. We are decked out. And bada bing, bada boom.